Hey everybody, I'm going to start reading again where we left off on the last video, and it is chapter 26 of Adam and Eve. Then Adam took Eve, and they began to return to the cave of treasures where they dwelt. But when they neared it and saw it from afar, heavy sorrow fell upon Adam and Eve when they looked at it. Then Adam said unto Eve, when we were on the mount, where we were comforted by the word of Yahweh that conversed with us, and the light that came from the east shone over us. But now the word of Yahweh is hidden from us, and the light that shone over us is so changed as to disappear. Let darkness and sorrow come upon us, and we are forced to enter this cave, which is like a prison, wherewith the darkness covers us, so that we are parted from each other. And thou canst not see me, neither can I see thee. When Adam had said these words, they wept and spread their hands before Yahweh, for they were full of sorrow. And they entreated Yahweh to bring the sun to them, to shine on them, so that the darkness returns not upon them. And they came not again under this covering of the rock. And they wished to die rather than to see this darkness. Then Yahweh looked down upon Adam and Eve, and upon their great sorrow, and upon all that they had done with a fervent heart, on account of all the trouble they were in, instead of their former well-being, and on account of all the misery that had come upon them in this strange land. Wherefore Yahweh was not wroth with them, nor impatient with them, but he was long-suffering and forbearing towards them, as towards the children he had created. Then the word of Yahweh came to Adam, and said unto him, Adam, as for the sun, if I were to take it and bring it to thee, days and hours, years and months would all come to naught, and the covenant that I made with thee would never be fulfilled. But then thou shouldest then be turned and left in a long plague, and no salvation would be left unto thee forever. Yea, rather bear long and calm thy soul, while thou abidest day and night, until the fulfillment of days, and the time of my covenant has come. Then shall I come to save thee, O Adam, for I do not wish that thou be afflicted. And when I look at all the goods in which thou didst live, and while thou came out of them, then would I willingly show thy mercy. But I cannot alter the covenant that has gone out of my mouth, else I would brought thee back into this garden, if I could. When, however, the covenant is fulfilled, then shall I show thee and thy seed mercy, and bring into thee a land of gladness, where there shall be neither sorrow nor suffering, but abiding in joy and gladness, and light that never fails, and praises that never cease, and a beautiful garden that shall never pass away. And Yahweh said again unto Adam, Be long-suffering, enter into the cave, for the darkness of which thou wast afraid shall only be for 12 hours, and when ended, light shall arise. Then when Adam heard these words from Yahweh, he and Eve worshipped before him, and their hearts were comforted. They returned into the cave after their custom, while tears flowed from their eyes. Sorrow and wailing came from their hearts, and they wished their soul would leave their body. And Adam and Eve stood praying until the darkness of night came upon them. And Adam was hid from Eve, and she from him, and they remained standing in prayer. Chapter 27. When Satan, the hater of all good, saw how they continued in prayer, and how Yahweh had communed with them and comforted them, and how he accepted their offering, Satan made an apparition. He began with transforming his hosts in his hands with a flashing fire, and they were in a great light. When he placed them, he then placed his throne near the mouth of the cave, because he could not enter into it by reason of their prayers. And he shed light into the cave, until the cave glistened over Adam and Eve, while his host began to sing praises. And Satan did this in order that Eve and Adam saw the light, that he should think within himself that it was a heavenly light, and that Satan's hosts were angels, and that Yahweh had sent them to watch at the cave, and to give him light in the darkness. so that when Adam came out of the cave and saw them, and Adam and Eve bowed to Satan, then he would overcome Adam thereby a second time and humble him before Yahweh. When therefore Adam and Eve saw the light, fancying it was real, they strengthened their hearts. Yet as they were trembling, Adam said to Eve, "Look at this great light and those many songs and praise, and at the host standing outside that do not come in to us. Do not tell us what they say, or whence they come, or what is the meaning of this light, what those praises are, and wherefore they have been sent hither, and why do they not come in? If they were from Yahweh, they would come into us and into the cave and would tell us their errand." Then Adam stood up and prayed unto Yahweh with a fervent heart and said, "O Yahweh, is there in this world another God than thou, who created angels and filled them with light and sent them to keep us, who would come with them? But lo, we see the host that stand at the mouth of the cave. They are in great light. They sing loud praises. If they are of some other God than thou, tell me, and if there are sent by thee, inform me of the reason for which thou hast sent them." No sooner than Adam had said this, a messenger of Yahweh appeared unto him in the cave, who said unto him, "O Adam, fear not. This is Satan and his host. He wishes to deceive you, as he deceived you at first. For in the first time he was hidden in the serpent, but this time he has come to you in the similitude of an angel of light, in order that when you worship him, he might enthrall you, and in the very presence of Yahweh." Then the messenger went from Adam and seized Satan at the opening of the cave, and stripped him of his vestment he had assumed, and brought him in his own hideous form to Adam and Eve, who were afraid of him when they saw him. And the angel said unto Adam, "This hideous form has been his ever since Yahweh made him fall from heaven, and he could have not come near you in it. Therefore he transformed himself into a messenger of light." Then the messenger drove away Satan and his hosts from Adam and Eve, and said unto them, "Fear not. Yahweh who created you will strengthen you." And the messenger went from them. But Adam and Eve remained standing in the cave. No consolation came to them. They were divided in their thoughts. And when it was morning, they prayed, and then went out to seek the garden, for their hearts were towards it, and they could get no consolation for having left it. Chapter 28. But when the wily Satan saw them, and that they were going to the garden, he gathered together his hosts, and came in appearance upon a cloud, intent on deceiving them. But when Adam and Eve saw him thus in a vision, they thought they were angels of Yahweh, and had come to comfort them about their having left the garden, or to bring them back into it. And Adam spread his hands unto Yahweh, beseeching him to make him understand what they were. Then Satan, the hater of all good, said unto Adam, "O Adam, I am an angel of the great Elohim, and behold, the hosts that surround me. Yahweh sent me and them to take thee and to bring thee into the border of the garden northward, to the shore, to the clear sea, and bathe thee and Eve in it, and raise you up to the former gladness, that you return again to the garden." These words sank into the heart of Adam and Eve, yet Yahweh withheld his word from Adam, and he did not make him understand at once, but waited to see his strength, whether he would be overcome, as Eve was, in the garden, or whether he would prevail. Then Satan called to Adam and Eve and said, "Behold, we go to the sea of water." And they began to go. And Adam and Eve followed them at some little distance. But when they came to the mountain of the north of the garden, a very high mountain, without any steps to the top of it, the devil drew near to Adam and Eve, and made them go up to the top in reality, and not in a vision, wishing, as he did, to throw them down and kill them, and to wipe off their name from the earth, so that this earth should remain to him and his hosts alone. Chapter 29. But when the merciful Yahweh saw that Satan wished to kill Adam with his manifold devices, and saw that Adam was meek and without guile, Yahweh spoke unto Satan in a loud voice and cursed him. Then he and his hosts fled. And Adam and Eve remained standing on top of the mountain, whence they saw below them the wide world, high above which they were. But they saw none of the hosts which were with them and by them at first. They wept, both Adam and Eve, before Yahweh, and begged for forgiveness of him. Then came the word of Yahweh to Adam, and said unto him, Know thou and understand concerning this Satan, that he seeks to deceive you and thy seed after you. And Adam wept before Yahweh, and he begged, and he entreated him to give him something from the garden as a token to him, wherein to be comforted. And Yahweh looked upon Adam's thought, and he sent the messenger Michael as far as the sea that reaches unto India, to take from thence golden rods, and to bring them to Adam. This did Yahweh in his wisdom, in order that these rods, being with Adam in the cave, should shine forth with light in the night around him, and put an end to his fear of that darkness. Then the messenger Michael went down by Yahweh's orders, took the golden rods as Yahweh had commanded him, and brought them unto Yahweh. After these things, chapter 30. After these things, Yahweh commanded the messenger Gabriel to go to the garden and to say to the cherub who kept it, Behold, Yahweh has commanded me to come into the garden and to take thence sweet-smelling incense and to give it to Adam. Then the messenger Gabriel went down by Yahweh's orders to the garden and told the cherub as Yahweh had commanded him. And the cherub then said, Well, and Gabriel went in and took the incense. Then Yahweh commanded his messenger Raphael to go down to the garden and to speak to the cherub about some myrrh to give to Adam. And the messenger Raphael went down and told the cherub as Yahweh had commanded him. And the cherub said, Well. Then Raphael went in and took the myrrh. The golden rods were from India Sea, where there are precious stones. These incense were from the eastern border of the garden, and the myrrh was from the western border, whence bitterness came upon Adam. And the messengers brought these three things to Yahweh by the tree of life in the garden. Then Yahweh said to the messengers, Dip them in the spring of water, and then take them and sprinkle their water over Adam and Eve, that they be a little comforted in their sorrow, and give them to Adam and Eve. And the messengers did as Yahweh had commanded them, and they gave all those things to Adam and Eve upon the mountain upon which Satan had placed them, when he sought to make an end of them. When Adam saw the golden rods, the incense, and the myrrh, he was rejoiced and wept, because he thought that the golden rod was a token of the kingdom whence he had come, and that the incense was a token of the bright light which had been taken from him, and that the myrrh was a token of the sorrow in which he was. Chapter 31. After these things, Yahweh said unto Adam, Thou didst ask of me something from the garden to be comforted therewith, and I have given thee these three tokens as a consolation unto thee, that thou trust in me and in my covenant with thee, for I will come and save thee. The kings shall bring me. This is really cool, y'all. Just hang on a minute. For I will come and save thee, and the kings shall bring me when in the flesh gold, incense, and myrrh, as a token of my kingdom, incense as a token of my divinity, myrrh as a token of my suffering and of my death. But, O Adam, put these by thee in the cave, and the gold that it may shed light over thee by night, and the incense that thou smell it, sweet Savior. And when the myrrh, to comfort thee in thy sorrow. And when Adam heard these words from Yahweh, he worshipped before him. He and Eve worshipped him and gave him thanks, because he had dealt mercifully with them. Then Yahweh commanded the three messengers, Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael, each to bring what he had brought, and to give it unto Adam, and they did so, one by one. And Yahweh commanded Suriel and Sathanael to bring up Adam and Eve, and bring them down from the top of the high mountain, and to take them to the cave of treasures. There they laid the gold on the south side of the cave, the incense on the eastern, and the myrrh on the western side, for the mouth of the cave was on the north side. The messengers then comforted Adam and Eve and departed. The gold was 70 rods, the incense was 12 pounds, the myrrh 3 pounds. These remained by Adam in the house of treasures. Therefore was it called of concealment. That is so cool. But other interpretations say it was called the cave of treasures by reason of the bodies of righteous men that were in it. These three things did Yahweh give unto Adam on the third day after he came out of the garden, in token of the 3 days, that Yahweh should remain in the heart of the earth. And these 3 things, as they continued with Adam in the cave, gave him light by night, and by day they gave him a little relief from his sorrow. Okay. Chapter 32. And Adam and Eve remained in the cave of treasures until the 7th day. They neither ate of the fruit of the earth, nor drank water. And when it had dawned on the 8th day, Adam said to Eve, O Eve, we've prayed to Yahweh to give us somewhat of the garden, and he sent his messengers, who brought us what we had desired. But now arise, and let us go to the sea of water, that we had saw it first, and let us stand in it, praying that Yahweh would again be favorable to us, and to take us back to the garden, or to give us something, or that he would give us comfort in some other land than this in which we are. Then Adam and Eve came out of the cave, and went and stood at the border of the sea in which they had before thrown themselves. And Adam said to Eve, Come, go down to this place, and come not out of it until the end of the 30 days, when I shall come to thee, and pray unto Yahweh with a fervent heart, and with a sweet voice, to forgive us. And when I go to another place, and I will go down to it, and do like thee. Then when Eve went down into the water, as Adam had commanded her, Adam also went down into the water, and they stood praying, and besought Yahweh to forgive them of their offense, and to restore them to their former state. And they stood thus praying until the end of the 35 days. Chapter 33. But Satan, the hater of all good, sought them in the cave, but found them not, although he searched diligently for them. But he found them standing in the water praying, and he thought within himself, Adam and Eve are thus standing in that water, beseeching Yahweh to forgive them of their transgression, and to restore them to their former estate, and to take them from under my hand. But I will deceive them, so that they shall not come out of the water, and not fulfill their vow.